All right. Hi, everyone. We wanted to share our demo for Lab 2. So just very quickly before we dive into things, we decided to focus our domain on financial stock data. More specifically, we looked at historical stock reports from Stock Analysis. We looked at Reddit posts from the Wall Street Bets subreddit, and we also took a look at headlines from Morning Brew's email subscription blast. For the sake of time, if you want more details about why we chose to focus on financial stock data and the ways that we scraped the data, the details of that will be found in our documentation. So the first thing we did was we went to Stock Analysis, which is like a free website investors use to get information and news about stocks. And we mentioned some key stocks in our documentation. So for each stock, we took the historical stock data from the last 6 months and we downloaded that to a CSV. All of these CSVs can be found in our GitHub if you want to reference them. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and pass the mic to Steve.
All right, so this will be a screen share, so it will be a bit messy. Apologies in advance. So we also decided to utilize the data from Wall Street's best in this case, but the intention behind this is that we want to get the popular vote, like the opinion of everyone involved, to influence our decisions. And in order to do that, we utilize the old version of Reddit, which does allows us to use like request.get the most effectively here. And this is simply very similar to what we did in homework one, with one crucial difference being that we use JSON and we outputted everything into CSV straight ahead. There's nothing interesting here. There is one limitation that's note worth noting, which is that Reddit, for some reason, only allows API access to 1,000 files. This is also shown in our report, but if you click next like enough times, you won't even see a next button anymore. So that is a limitation that is worth like putting out for later on. Another thing Another part that we ended up doing is the OCR for Morning Brew. So the intention behind using the PDF version, where while we have a website that we can access, is that Morning Brew subscriptions allow myself and other people to get an email of it every day, and it should be in semi PDF already. So here. This this is what it looks like. So and this will look very similar to what we will see in our email. So I create a whole pipeline for this. We create a pipeline for this where we first found all of the URLs available through Morning Brew's archive, clicking this button and choosing the top few like results. Then we generate the PDFs. Which note we injected CSS and HTML code so that the output is the output is much cleaner. Doesn't include like the sort of the header footer fields that we can see here that is created by Chrome, as well as like the footers and like the share buttons. Then we extract the text. Then we save them into PDFs, and then we extract the text using OCR. An issue that we saw with OCR is that the output in TXT file doesn't really capture the semantics. Like it captures the semantics very well, but it doesn't capture the formatting, and as a result, we can't just use it. We don't think it's a good practice to use it, especially when it won't be readable for humans. So finally, we decided to process the text using OpenAI's GPT Turbo 3. All of the results are saved in separate TXT files. I have wiped them because I should have kept them. But this is how a run should look like. Granted, this is only one article. So we start with finding out, we start with figuring out the URLs, saving the articles, then processing the text with AI. And for a longer, I also have like a more like a version with more files being saved, and it's the same idea. You just process articles all at once through every step. And with all of this, we should have all of the materials needed, and Neurali will show us how we combine the results.
Yeah, great. Let me just share my screen. Yeah, so we just used Google Colab and uploaded all the data sets that we got from the three sources. That was from the CSV file, from the Reddit, and from Morning Brew. So basically, first we so the common column for all this data is the date column, and we decided that it should follow the New York uh, time zone because it stocks, and usually it stocks follow the New York Stock Exchange time for the stocks that we chose. And so basically, we converted the dates to New York time and then also saw the number of rows in each data set. And um, finally, we merged them. So for each data set, we're just seeing the shape, like how many rows and columns there are. And again, we're just downloading, that means uploading all the data sets for all the 5 stocks that we have. And yep, here for the stocks, we are converting the date to the time zone of UTC. And let's see. So now we have combined all the stocks into 2 columns. That is the open value that the value that it opens at on a current day, and the percentage change of that day for that certain stock. So you have made 2 columns that aggregate all the 5 stocks for that. And then we have combined the Reddit data, as you could see. So this is the stock data, and then the Reddit data with the description of each post with the topmost upvoted score and the number of comments. And then finally, we have added the Morning Brew content that we had gotten and merged it. I'll just show you. Yeah, so this is the finally merged version. We have our stock data, we have the Reddit data with each post and the score, the number of upvotes, and then we have the Morning Brew summary of that certain a post that was on that certain day. And that's how we have merged all the 3 types of data. And so one thing I want to discuss here was that for the CSV file, and that is the stock data, we had around 200 rows. But since, as we had discussed, Reddit was allowing us to only get 1,000 posts from the API, it was not letting us get more. So from the 1,000 posts, since we only chose the topmost posts on that certain day, we could only get 20 rows of that Reddit data. So that's one limitation, and that's why we have a less amount of data. So yes, this is how we explore the data, we remove some missing values, and yeah, this is the final merged data set that we got.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.